Okay, making a plan and sticking to it and don't change anything last minute. So what you're going to want to do is, if you've done this event and the coordinating for a little while, you've had a little bit of experience, you probably already have noticed that there are certain age groups that show up at your event at certain times of day. What I like to do is book accordingly. So in the earlier part of the day and early afternoon, we have a lot of older people at a fair, at a county fair. It's kind of a general rule. They don't stay out late, so we have entertainment that is appropriate for them for the time of day that they are there. Meaning, we might have the little kid dancers, maybe a recital, somebody that performs the music from their time era. And that's kind of important, because if they like it, they're going to stick around. And at the event itself, they're going to buy more food and more drink, and they're going to come back to your stage and enjoy some more entertainment. And they are going to love your entertainment. And, you just think about that for the time of day, booking what is appropriate for the people that are going to be there. Later on in the day, I like to have stuff for the young adults, teenagers, different entertainment, maybe some younger performers like the teenage performers, because they bring their own crowd. Also, in the evening, when we get to what I call the grand finale time, because I have a grand finale for each day, because I personally think that every day at the county fairs is a very special thing, and so I like to have a grand finale each day. And it also gives a little pizzazz to be able to tell somebody you booking them for the grand finale on that Wednesday or Thursday or whatever the day is. And then at the end of the week, on the Saturday, we kind of go all out as far as the grand finale for the week. It's kind of important to add a little flash to it, a little extra style. But we do that according to the age groups for the most part. It doesn't always work that way, but it can work. You just have to think about it, look at your own community, and book accordingly. Okay, so now the part about not changing anything. Once you've got it booked, leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Recently had an incident where I was performing along with my singing partner, and we were doing a patriotic event. Now, all of this was booked months ahead of time by the coordinator's helpers. And the coordinator's helpers, they do a fantastic job, and their only job was to book the entertainment. And they did it, and they always do a good job. Well, the coordinator was at an event the week before and saw this one gentleman performing 3 songs. So he said, "Hey, we got to have you at our event next week." Well, he didn't tell anybody. He really didn't. And so my singing partner was up there performing a song. He was asked to do 3 specific songs by the coordinator. Now, when he was up there performing, this other gentleman come up and asked me, "Is he going to do these other 2 songs too? Because these 3 songs really go together, especially for patriotic events." And I said, "Yeah, he is." And he asked me why. I said, "Well, the coordinator asked him to." He said, "Well, I'm doing those same 3 songs, and I'm right after you." And I said, "Well, why are you doing that?" "Well, because the coordinator asked me to." Okay, so as a coordinator, you don't do that. You don't suddenly book somebody for the next week to come do the same specific songs that you have already asked somebody that was already booked for months ahead to do. It kind of makes something look bad. And the fact that this was a patriotic event, and this other gentleman is a sergeant, and he came all dressed up in the military gear, dressed to kill, and he did a great job. But it took a lot away from the other performance because we were right next to each other, one right after the other. So as a coordinator, you don't do that. You just don't change it. Once it's booked, leave it alone. If he desperately wanted this other person, he could have booked him and put him at a totally different time, away from when this other one was performing. You don't put them next to each other knowing they're going to do the exact same songs. So you kind of have to get out of your own way when you're a coordinator. Let your helpers do their job. So make a plan, stick to it, don't change it.